How to get emergency funds with bad credit. Well, I know a lot about this because I have a lot of you, clients who come to us and say, I have bad credit, how do I start? And you're still in what I call that old structure of the old school finance world of, I need to be out of debt, then I can be successful. There's nothing like further from the truth. That's completely wrong. You can be completely successful. You can be a multimillionaire and have bad credit and have some debt. And it's all okay. So we're not going to deal with any of those. What I'm going to do is teach you a few ways to get some emergency fast money when you have bad credit and you can't get it traditionally. So number one, you have OPM. That's other people's money. Number two, my favorite, but it's a little trickier to get, is OPC, which is other people's credit, which means you're going to have to partner with them to get their credit, potentially than their funding sources. And then the last one, let's explore. There are some government programs. There's some lending programs, some 0% finance programs. Typically, there's some restrictions. So we'll get to those, but stay here to the end so I can give you every detail. And then you can pick which way you want to go. And we have some resources. You can always just call our office and talk to our team. If you haven't watch the whole video, they'll know because they're going to ask you some questions. So let's begin. OPM. So number one is other people's money. How do you leverage other people's money if you have bad credit? So again, you got to assume if you have bad credit, what are you wanting to do? You're wanting to buy something, right? That's going to cost. So maybe you want to pay our tuition. Maybe you want to buy a car. Maybe you want to buy some rental property. Whatever happened, you got divorced, you went into foreclosure, you went into a bad partnership, however it all happened, you have bad credit now. We're going to leave that over there. There are some ways, all sorts of ways, if you go to my search bar, that I tell you how to get better credit and how you can do all that. But how do you get OPM? It's everywhere. You start with friends and family. You also start if you are at a job that has a big 401k, every 401k program in the country, right? And we're talking American-based. You can do this actually in Canada. I'm not sure in other countries. Well, you can do it in Australia too. You can do it in a variety of countries where if the 401k is intact and you're working, so say you're listening to this video and you're working, or you know people who work and they have big 401ks, they can take up to a $50,000 loan against it. Now they'll have to pay some points of interest. That all varies from as low as 2% to sometimes as high as 6%. But again, you're looking for money, so none of that matters. But to get it, you're going to have to offer them, say in the other OPI, I call it other people's IRA, you're going to have to offer them a little more in the interest side. So you're going to be paying probably 12, 15%. If I had to pay 6, you're going to pay me 16 because you're going to pay at least 10. Like, because I know if you've got to pay 6 and I want money, I'm probably going to have to pay you 16 because the person who's going to bring you the money is going to want some money out of it as well. Otherwise, they're doing it for free, which is no sense to it. There is OPM everywhere. People have cash sitting around. They have equities sitting around. They have really bad stock portfolios. They have CDs. They have treasuries. They have mutual funds. They have money everywhere. So you just need to start this money conversation, which is why I want you here on my channel. So I'm going to ask you to subscribe right away and early in this video. If you're not already here, subscribe, click the notification button, and listen to this 5 days a week. You never know what I'm going to talk about. If there's a topic I'm not talking about, I want you to go put it into the comment section and we're going to grab it. At any point, you can also just grab a journal. We have a lot of free gifts in the description section, so just go get them. I have tickets to my event. I have all sorts of links down there of stuff you can get that's free or really low cost, but helps support you being here and learning and create this as your learning channel, your money knowledge channel. How else can you get OPM? Just go to hard money lenders. Traditional hard money lenders, they're typically state licensed and they're going to charge you fees, usually anywhere between 2 and I've seen up to 6 points in this economy. And we're talking early 2024. And you're going to pay probably 12 to 15%. Depending on the space you're in, like I'm in the legal cannabis space, so those rates can go 17 to 20%. Real estate's typically in the 10 to 15%. So hard money lenders are everywhere. Again, if you have very bad credit, you're not going to go to a traditional bank. Don't even waste your time. You're not going to a traditional lender. Don't waste your time. You got to have at least probably around a 630 is the lowest credit score I've seen be lendable, but usually you're going to be about a 680. So OPM's one. OPC is another one. Other people's credit. Some people have pristine credit. Like there's been times in my life where I've been down in the mid 600s, which is like rough for me because I'm usually in the 800s and now I'm way above in the 800s right now. But those are times where I was financing a lot. My credit was being used a lot. My point is people have good credit all over and they're not making money on their good credit. So you say, well, how do I do that? If they don't have money, but they have good credit, you're going to have to partner somebody with good credit to either partner somebody with money. And now you have OPC and OPM to pay, a little expensive. So what I would do if I had OPC, somebody's great credit, is I would put him through one of our funding sources. We have a couple places that have upward of 500 different financial institutes that will loan to a variety of people, and people who literally have a 680 and more can get 50, 100. I've seen up to 180. I've seen 250,000 in 0% financing for 21 months. And so if somebody with great credit can qualify for that kind of money, then what's it worth to them? Well, I'm going to say I want to be in charge of those payments if it's my money, and I will give it to you, as necessary. But once I need to start making payments back, it gets what I call hard. Like it has to come back, which means usually OPC, if they're smart, they want to be somehow controlling the asset. So whatever you're buying, if it's a piece of property, now if it's just because you have a lifestyle problem and you like to spend money, I would never do it. I mean, I wouldn't borrow money, OPC, OPI. I wouldn't give anybody who has a big lifestyle problem anything but my knowledge to go learn to make some money and then stop being in debt, stop being a lifestyle junkie, but build an asset, build a whole asset base, then have a big lifestyle. So I was a multimillionaire before I bought the plane. And then the plane just amplified us to multi-millions. So it just amplified 10, I'd say 100x us. It was so much efficiency. So OPC gets a little trickier, and then you're going to have somebody know how to do the contracts and the documents. And again, if you are in our big table in our community, all of that stuff, the advice, the guidance, the paperwork, the documents, they all come with it. Like we don't just tell you and educate you on what to do. We actually have a lot of resources because I'm usually up here talking, and I got licensed people who can do all that work for you as part of your deal at the big table. So we can help you fix that. Now, if you have just really bad credit, you're going to need to handle fixing it at some point. So we have some great teams who can look at what you did to yourself or how it happened to you, whatever happened. And then sometimes you just got to do some pay downs. So again, I want you making more money, pay down what you need to pay down, and start building back that credit score. The other side, when we talk a lot about here in this channel and everything I teach, is living corporate life. So you personally, if you only have one credit score and you're operating as a sole proprietor, that's only one source for credit and money. If you have say an LLC, an S Corp, another company, say now you have 4 corporate credits, 4 lines of credit, plus now you have 5. You look at people and say, how do they get so much money? How can they get so much money in EIDL loans and government subsidies? Because we use the financial system. We put a lot in, we take a lot out. We are constantly moving money in and out of the system, and we look amazingly viable. Most of you, especially if you're debt-free, you're not viable. Why would anybody loan you money? You have no history of being able to pay back any money. So this whole premise of live debt-free blows your whole credit opportunity. It blows your credit cards. It blows your ability to have lending and finance at the highest level. So you can live that way. For some of you that want to live that way, I don't teach it. I think it's a slow path. My Millionaire Maker is a 3 to 5 year plan, and it's aggressive. It's not illegal. There's nothing risky about it other than you have to lean in and learn this stuff. Because if you're going to lean in, just say, well, Loral, what do I do? I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to educate you. You're going to decide, which is how you're going to get educated. There are a lot of government grants, to the third point. There's government grants. There's grants take forever to get, though. So do you have months and months and months to go get it? That's not emergency funds. That's not quick. It's going to be slower. There are, again, ways to go get 0% financing. You can probably get 20, 23, 29% financing if you have really bad credit, if you really want the money now. And then you have those payday loan places that will just charge you, I don't know. I mean, I've seen rates as high as 75 and 90% for money, or title for your vehicles. I mean, those are crazy options. And the last choice for those of you that are desperate, I would say for anybody who has to make money right now, learn to make it. Again, in the description below are 2 tickets to my Millionaire Intensives. We teach you how to make money. There's not a better skill set you could put on your tool belt for life than your own ability to generate money. Not from a paycheck, not from other people, from you. Whatever your products, your services are, you can generate the cash. So again, I want you here 5 days a week. We have a lot to talk about. Any topics, put it in the comments. As I said before, we'll be back tomorrow. If you have any questions, askloral.com, ASKLORAL. Ask a question, make a request, and we'll be back tomorrow with more topics and more fun.